Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy D. Wayne bringing you yet another YouTube video at this time. So basically, we're going to have ourselves some ongoing coverage of the new zombie cards. So I have a deck profile for you guys on your screen, and I will be showing you guys 5 example games, showing you guys the deck in action. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the profile. Alright, so we have two Army of the Haunteds. I'm not going to go into any details about these because if you guys want more details about these cards, check out the last video I posted where I did an in-depth discussion on them from there. So it's just two armies, two gold funds, two chain chiefs, three Pumpkins, the king of ghosts, two snake hairs, two Gozukis, three Mizukis, two Volcanists. I'll go briefly into this one because this one has some decent implications. So this one, if you control a zombie, you can special summon this card from your hand. And during your main phase, you can return this card to your hand and switch summon a zombie monster from your hand. So this card is really good because you have a lot of level 6 options here. And essentially, there's no level restriction on the zombies he can summon off his effect. So any zombie that can be summoned from the hand can be summoned from your hand. So this card has some really decent implications. And it's a zero defense tuner, so it can be special summoned off of Solitaire's effect. So combo with Solitaire with Pumpkin, you can set up a pretty decent combo. Baiting interruptions, because most this is the actual. Obviously, you're gonna get Ash, you're gonna get Valor from this. So if the Ash and Valor this, you can just use the Pumpkin and set up your one card combos from there. So there's a lot of setups between these three cards. Alright, so next is another card I'm gonna talk about, Assault Leech. So this is, part of the Assault Maul archetype, but it also has implications in the zombie deck as well. As when it's normal or special summon, you can special summon one zombie monster, level 4 or lower zombie monster from your graveyard. And of course, if it's used by, secret material, you can add Assault cards from your deck to your hand. But of course, we're not focusing on that aspect, just the fact that it can extend with other zombies to the field to create more plays. Narikampi is another card I'm going to talk about. So this one is level 4. If this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can pay 1,000. Target one of those zombie monsters in your graveyard. First summon both it and this card. Effects are negated and banish them when they leave the field. So this is a really good setup card for your zombie plays. You can essentially dump it off at anything you want to dump it off of. Chang-Chi, Unizombie, if you ran Foolish Burial in here, you can dump that. Whatever it is, however it is you want to set it up, you can set it up to get you some decent plays in, the subsequent turns, because obviously you can't use this effect on the turn it was sent there. It'd be really good if you could do that. But regardless, solid extender regardless. So two Unizombies, Ash Blossom Veilers, two Curse of the Ancient Turtle. Really good to get your dumps. So this can also set up your Nari combat as well. Run 3 of the Ectoplasmic Fortification, 1 of the Vortex of Time, 3 of the Call of the Forgotten, 3 Imperm, 1 Deadly Zombie Breath, and 3 Call of the Haunted as per the deck's gimmick. So extra deck, back to the links, we run 1 Sucker, 1 Vampire Fascinator, Mayakashi, Icicle Mayakashi, Xyz with 1 Willow of the Drudge Dragons, 2 of the Pumpkin, the Great Ghost King, 1 Vampire Sheridan, 1 one Undying Legion. For the synchros, we have Immortal Dragon, Zombie Necro Dragon. This is Felgrand Dragon, Shiranui Shogun Saga, Graceful Mayakashi, Red Eye Zombie Dragon, which is also really good. As especially some of the zombies during your opponent's turn. So you can set up interruptions with the gold find and the snake here to interrupt your opponent's board while you set up plays. And lastly, we have Shiranui Sun Saga. You can't have a zombie deck without some Sun Saga for me. So side deck options I was messing around with. Solitaire, of course, for the aforementioned combo that I mentioned. Allure Darkness to most of these monsters here are dark, so why not? Pilgrim Zombie, think that gives you dumps. You get 10 file cards from your deck to the graveyard. Shiranui, Esquire Saga, Dark Necromancer, you can use that off of Allure Darkness to get you a monster back on the field while drawing 2 cards. Some vampire stuff I was messing around with, didn't see them as very useful, so I just ended up taking them out. Alright, so that is the profile. Let me know what you guys think. You guys are welcome to tweak this to your liking. You might want to add more hand traps, or you may want to include another engine. It's up to you on how you want to use the deck. So this is a good sort of skeleton to work off of. Alright, so with that said, let's go ahead and get into the replays. Alright, so first duel is going to be against Cybers, so let's go ahead and get into it. Zombie plays. I'm going to set up here. Set up the 2 Call of the Haunted with the field spell, and then set up 3 Call. Going to activate the Book of Moon. I wanted to stop this because this has the effect to discard and pop 2 cards. So I figured, let me get out ahead of this and prevent it from popping 2 spell trap cards on my field. So we're setting up field presence here on his opponent's turn. I get attacked the Moon Mirror Shield, special summons a token. Attacks with my Unizombie. Links here to the Link Spider. I use this here to attempt to clear his board, but I ended up losing out instead and losing my zombie. Alright, this is Narikambe coming in into play now. Summons 2 zombies. Synchro for level 7. Call it a Haunted. Using the field spell to pop. That's also another one of its effects. If you activate Call it a Haunted, and activate Call of the Haunted special summon your monster, it activates to pop monster on the field. And you can do this up to 3 times per turn because it says every time you activate Call of the Haunted, it's not a once per turn effect on that. Wanted to get rid of the Moon Mirror here so I could attack over his board. Call of the Haunted again to pop cards. Alright, let me take a quick look at this. Okay. Alright, and then I attack the game after clearing his board. Alright, so next. Second duel versus Cybers. So I'm gonna set up my 1-card combo play here. Bishop Janchi is a good setup card. See, I set up the Narikambe again so I can summon 2 monsters on the following turn. Use the effects of the Call of the Haunted so I can use it again. So essentially I have 1 interruption, 2 interruption, 3. This could also consider an interruption because it changes a monster effect, or a normal or quick play spell effect. So banishing something on either of our field depending on what he rolls. And yeah, so 3 Call of the Haunted, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 because the Undying Legion also counts as an interruption when you can detach 2 materials and absorb one of your opponent's monsters. So he stops one of my interruptions by Dark Calling. Ended up summoning the wrong monster here. I summoned a Janchi instead of the Narikambe, and that ends up just getting shuffled back into the deck. Alright, so I'll set up another interruption here. Field spell pops from the gold farm. That'll give me effect to pop another card. Shang-Chi sets up. Links. Summon Pumpkin. Get the draw off the sucker and a summon off of a Pumpkin. Get the draw off of get the draw off the ectoplasmic because I had three colored haunters face up, so I got to draw three cards. Setting up with Unizombie, pop the last spell trap, and then I essentially styled on him at this point here. You know I had to give me a Sun Saga on the field real quick. And then I attack for game here. Alright, so that is it for the second duel. We're gonna go to the third one. And this is against Blue Eyes. The searching of the ectoplasmic. Setting up the one card pumpkin play. You guys know where things go from here. Set up with Shang-Chi. Set up a Mizuki this time. There's the field spell, so I can set my colored haunted. This back. And set up my one card play with multiple interruptions. First thing I do here is I absorb that. Colored haunted to set up interruptions. Activate the zombie graph to pop. Go find the pop the last card. Matter, call it haunted here. Field will activate, yes, I'll pop another card. JG set up again. Fascinator play. There's some of his monster, tribute to Fascinator, take his monster. Exeomorph Sheridan. Proceed with my pumpkin plays. And I attack for game from here. Alright, so that is it for that duel. Shout out to Procurity for this play. He's the one who told me about the Fascinator, picking two of your opponent's monsters and exeing off into Sheridan with those monsters. Alright, fourth duel. Alright, opponent activates Pile of Desires. Trade in, summons the Blue Eyes. Melody Awakening Dragon. I stop the Sage here. He synchros into Spirit Dragon. Get to summon off the Spirit of Egg, Spirit, whatever. Get to search off of Ectoplasmic. Summon Gozuki. I'm checking for hand traps here. And then I go into the Pumpkin play. Go ahead and pop. Activate Field Spell, get my two other Colored Haunted. Go into King of Ghosts. Yeah, that was my attempt to bait out this effect to activate Vortex of Time to change its effect. And nothing happened here. Of course, go into Undying, attack with Gozuki, and attack with Undying. Activates, take his monster so he couldn't summon it. Call it a haunted, set a gold fine, pop his card. You don't get nothing from that, of course. I summoned Narikambe here. I think I messed up. Yeah, I did mess up because I didn't get the Narikambe's effect, but that's fine. I didn't need it. Alright, and that is game. Oh no, I got one more. One more. Alright, this is one against ABC Dragon. ABCs. We'll set up the pumpkin play. Field spell, set to Color Haunted. Into King Goes. Alright, search the Deadly Zombie Breath here, sets everything. Let's set up my interruptions. Ash the field spell, third turn. Sets. Couldn't really do much, so let's go ahead and set up interruptions here. This setup plays to OTK. Matter activate zombie breath to pop that. You get to search off that, no problem, doesn't matter. And we're just going to proceed to win here. Draw a sucker, get the search summon off of Pumpking, go find or pop that just for fun. And then we proceed to attack for a game. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. You got a good, got a good glimpse of how the deck works. It essentially functions off of interruptions during your opponent's turn, and it sets up pretty well during your turn as well. Overall thoughts, just on the support alone, it's really good for zombies because it gives them a lot of oomph to their otherwise, stale play because it's putting a lot of pressure on the board just on its first turn, and then it snowballs during your opponent's turn with the amount of color haunted, with 3 color haunted, setting up interruptions during your opponent's turn to make it difficult for them to play. So definitely some solid stuff here. I'm liking it so far. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will leave that at that. So I'll be bringing you guys more videos in the meantime. But until then, peace. Ute.